Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. This is the second occasion that I've had the honour, as our party's labour critic, to speak on behalf of injured workers and workers who have been killed on the job on behalf of our party. It's an occasion that obviously comes with solemn feelings and sadness. It's not one that brings happiness to me, and one that I do not look forward to speaking upon, because I still, at this point, do not feel that we've done enough in this province and through this legislative body. I've been here for 18 months, Mr. Speaker, and not yet have I seen a bill come forward through this House that would improve the health and safety regulations through the province. And I say that, sincerely. It's discouraging. It is directly related to the statistics that we stand every year and deliver. And this year, dating to 2012, workplace deaths have jumped 16% in Ontario. Ontario statistics show that about 377 workers died on the job from occupational disease in the last year, which is an increase of 53 from the previous year. And a breakdown of the figures from the Ministry of Labour and Workplace Safety and Insurance Board reveals that job fatalities alone climbed by 11 in the last year, or 15% to 84. It's unacceptable. There's no one in this chamber here today that can stand in a sincere fashion and say that we are doing enough. We are not. And the minister knows that he has my full support to work with him hand in glove every second of the day to ensure that proper legislation is put forward to enforce current laws and to enact better laws. And I'm pleased that the member opposite raised the issue of the Bangladeshi workers that died last night, because it is a cautionary tale, and one that I would expect and hope the minister raises soon. He can still do that. That we do not condone any business that degrades its health and safety regulations, whether they be in this province or outside of this jurisdiction, because there's a statement, a credo that's often spoken through injured workers and families of injured workers, that an injury to one is an injury to all. And those Bangladeshi workers, the majority of them, Mr. Speaker, who were women, garment workers, were forced to go back into that building, were forced to enter into a building that they saw visible cracks, fractures into the structure. They knew it was coming down. There was an order to evacuate the previous day, but yet they were forced to re-enter into that unsafe workplace. Through this legislative body, we can say quite clearly that we do not condone that type of corporate work. It's terrible, Mr. Speaker. There are injured workers as well that fall under this category, that have seen the degradation of our workplace safety and insurance system to the point where, Mr. Speaker, denial rate claims in this province have increased about 50%. So there are 50% more denials than there previous was. Vocational rehab has been slashed from 19 months to 5 months. There's been $631 million in benefit costs reduction, 29% reduction in long-term benefits for permanently disabled. Now, this would all be good, well and good, if we saw that injury rates and disability rates from workplace accidents was going down, but it isn't. They do not correlate. There are more people being injured and less people being compensated by it. That's a failure in the system that this government absolutely needs to address, and yet we have not seen anything come through this chamber to do it. So I beg, I plead on behalf of the injured workers, on behalf of workers who have been killed, and I want to recognize some of my colleagues, Takis Escoto, Claudio Cardoso, and my cousin, Johnny Fosti, who died while at work. I recognize them simply out of the thousands that have died over the years. Also recognize those 26 miners from the Westray tragedy who died. We will never forget them. But it is up to us in this body, in this chamber, to dedicate ourselves. I've said it before. The rate is zero. The number of fatalities on a job, the only acceptable rate, the target that we should set and can set and deliver the resources to achieve, is zero. It's the only acceptable measure. It sets the tone for our global health and safety standards, and it's one that we can be proud of, and one that I totally deliver all of my efforts to the government should they decide they want to embark on that. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.